Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens, episode 45. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
This is a post vacay for me.
Her vacation.
My vacation. And this might be the last one actually for a couple weeks because we're gonna hopefully get this posted like as soon as we finish, and then
because there's no editing. God knows.
There's no editing, right? and then some friends invited us to come for a visit. So then we're gonna be out of town. Joe and I are gonna be out of town again. He said this vacation maximum, so like we have to burn vacation.
Oh,
so,
I thought you meant like he overspent his.
No, like he's like has a ton, and so because like every time we've gone away in the last year, he's had to work while we've been away. That's no.
So it doesn't count.
Doesn't yeah. So he has to burn up some of these days. So anyway, so friends of ours invited us to come for visits. We're gonna go for visits. So we don't know when episode 46 is gonna roll around. That was a long way of me saying. Episode 46 is coming. So, also, it's a little dark out. One, because it's dreary and rainy, and two, because we're now into evening hours.
Yeah, it was a miserable day.
And whatever light we have is the light we have. And I'm not even having alcohol tonight because I had so much over vacation. I'm exhausted. I do have our Skull cups, though, with seltzer water.
Here, cheers.
Cheers. Oh.
Cheers, bitches.
Cheers, bitches.
In the stolen cups.
I know why you have to point these things out. Anyway.
I got my nails done.
I took mine off today. Looked very nice. I need to go for a mani.
So I don't look dead now because I don't have blue nail polish on.
No, that nail polish was heinous. It was heinous.
Like
we have our festive headwear on. I have ghosts on mine.
I think I'm the evil queen.
If you can see it. I don't know. Can you see the ghosts?
It's like a spider web, but it has jewels, so it's like an evil queen.
You know what? Because these go with the fish legs. Christ. The witch legs for the love of Christ and all that's holy.
Oh, and the wee donkey,
and
too.
And the wee donkey, too. No. Sean keeps running around saying the wee donkey. I'm like, you have to have the Jesus, Mary, and Joseph and the wee donkey too part in it. But it's okay. He yells wee donkeys. Anyway, fish. Why are you saying fish legs? I'm losing my mind. I ought to have a drink. Witch legs. There we go. That's fun. Anyway. Good times.
Okay.
So those of you that are affected by the hurricane this week, like I really hope that everyone's like okay and all that, because this Hurricane Helene was a real bitch.
Yeah,
I think. On television.
I mean, Florida suffered some from it, and was obviously hit by a lot of damage. But from what I'm seeing from the news, it looks like North Carolina, or for some reason they're just focusing on North Carolina. I don't want to,
false news.
Yeah,
false
but
news.
It looks like.
Oh, and swears too. Get your kids out of the room.
It looks like North Carolina really got smacked.
I don't know because I haven't had the news on because our TV shit the bed yesterday.
That's what it says. It said, fuck you when you got back from vacation. That's what it said.
Did. It was like, you're not going to sit here and watch TV. So, yesterday morning.
Wait, it was on. Oh, I just nailed my ring.
Yeah, you have a hard time with this glass tabletop. Hard time.
Let's do it. You have a TV down here.
The little one, it's like the size of a fucking computer monitor. Yeah, we brought it from the bedroom. We don't use it, so we thought, we'll bring it down. And the other one is out in the parlor. We don't know how the fuck to dispose of it.
You have to call the township.
I'm probably going to put it in a big trash bag and hide it and stick it out in the garbage and hope for the best. Look, I don't know.
When they pick it up, they're not going to realize that it's like...
I'm not worried about it right now. It's out of the way. We have a little TV. Joe hurried up and hustled that down here today.
Oh, you have to watch the game?
So we can watch the Notre Dame game before he left for the Villanova game. So anyway.
He is a lot of games.
A lot of games. So I have some really good... No, not this weekend. Just tomorrow night we're coming to your house.
Oh, okay.
So I have some good stories from vacation.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll only tell the ones I'm allowed to tell without pissing off mom or dad. So,
well, pissing off, embarrassing. They're all said in fun.
So okay, so it fucking rained in Cape Cod
the whole time,
the entire time we were there, except for the first day. The first day the weather was like okay, but it didn't matter because we got there. It was like late in the day, and then we went to dinner. So we go to Cape Cod, we go to dinner, whatever. The next 3 days, it fucking just downpours. I mean, downpours.
That sucks no matter where you are.
So Cape Cod, like if you've not been, like we're in, we're on Cape Cod. It doesn't matter where on Cape Cod. We're on the Cape. We're on the Cape. We're all over the Cape. You're not going to sit there doodle your name while we're...
I love this pen. You just said...
Okay, it's my pen. You do not take it. So we have plans to, like, whale watch a day... Take the ferry to
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard today. Because Cape Cod, like, you go and you relax and you vacation. It's not like you really go and sightsee while you're there.
Well, they have museums, right?
I mean, yes, we went to the Kennedy Museum. Mom and Dad, Dad really enjoyed it. I think Joe really enjoyed it because every year we've been, I'm like, I'm not going there. If you want to go, you're on your own. But this year I went because what the fuck else was I going to do in my raincoat? So everything we had planned was like just not happening. We just drove around in the rain and stopped off, and if that were just me and Joe, like we would just like bar hop and drink all day, like no worries. But like it's not really fun for Mom and Dad.
A lot of beers
they did, but like I mean, it's there wasn't a lot to do. The one night we went out and we decided to go to this brewery. So we go. It's a really good crowd. We'd never been before. It's like a half hour. It was in Sandwich, Massachusetts. So we go to Sandwich in the pouring down rain, go to said brewery and get seated, and there's a cover band and it's getting crowded, right? Oh. The cover band hasn't started yet, but Joe looks up the cover band and it's an AC/DC cover band.
I like AC/DC.
I saw them in concert. I love AC/DC. Really not like up Mom and Dad's alley though. And it's about to get like fucking loud.
Real loud.
And then I was hostile because they played so like not like not like the top 10 hits, right? Like
why didn't they like?
They started with a bunch of other songs, but the one guy was dressed up in like the schoolboy uniform and everything, was like running around, jumping on tables, and someone said something about how does he do that at his age? And I'm like, cocaine. Like how else would he do it? It's cocaine.
Well, yeah, probably.
Anyway, so
I mean, that's Angus, isn't Angus the dude? I love that name, Angus.
I think so. Yes. So that was. I mean, it was.
It was a scene.
It got very crowded. I think it was like a very local thing. The people that were there were very much like knew the band and like knew each other and stuff, whatever. So, what else? We went to a glass making. We went to a glass museum because.
Did you actually see them blowing the glass?
A girl did a demonstration, yes, but it was like a huge glass making place, like in Massachusetts, like one of the first ones, like in the country, if I remember correctly. Like back when like the people, landed
when they had like blacksmiths and stuff.
Yeah, like the guy opened a glass, whatever. Anyway, so they make glass. They make glass in Sandwich. It's never anyway. And what else did we do?
Did you buy
museum? I bought you 2 magnets and I can't find them, so I either lost them or threw them away. I either left them in fucking Massachusetts or they got thrown away because I've torn the house apart. So it's a good thing I showed them to you on the phone the one night because now I can't find them and you're never gonna get them. I mean, look, I don't know where they're at. So what else? So we went to Provincetown one day, which is always a good time. So we drove to Provincetown.
Where's that?
P-Town. It's all the way at the tip of the Cape.
Okay.
And so, now those of you that are not familiar with Provincetown, it is...
Get a map out.
It has nothing to do with the map. I mean, it's a gay town is what it is. I mean, it's a gay town. So we go to the only brewery that's in Provincetown called... I believe it's called... Fuck, what was it called? Shit. Maybe it's called Provincetown Brewery. Or it was called Bottoms Up. Shit.
I think it's Bottoms Up.
Well, there was a big sign that said Bottoms Up. Now I forget. Damn it. Anyway, we go, and so there's this big wall, and it says Bottoms Up with all these little tiny square pictures all over it. So Joe was up there. I was kind of wondering what the pictures were. Well, there's all pictures of men's asses. So the bartender comes around. He's clearing some stuff. So, of course, I want to know, how do I go about getting a picture of my rear on there with everybody else, like and he's
I don't think you're the right sex.
What he said, it starts off with a contest. I'm like, really? And he laughs. He's like, no, anybody can do it. He goes, first we just have to find the film. I'm like, would you have like a private area for this, like for picture taking, or just like drop trowel like right here? He's like, there's no private area. You just pull your pants down. I'm like, okay, where are my parents? I'm like, okay, so a picture of my ass is not going on that wall. I thought it could be fun. I've got the Rick Star tattoo now, to go with it. So it did not go up.
It's probably for the best.
They had some really fun signs, and I wish I'd written it down. I don't know off the top of my head, but like the menu was fun, like the 10-inch pretzel, the toss salad, something. It was all like really, if you knew what you were looking for, and
there were innuendos.
Fun sexual innuendo terms, they were there, and I can't remember the rest, but it was they had some clever things.
Oh, what about the bathrooms?
The bathrooms, they had a sign saying, please don't wash your balls in the sink. So of course I took a picture of it, and then my friend said,
don't wash your balls in the sink. I mean,
I think it was I think they probably came from like a golf ball place, and they took it and put it there, is my guess. I mean,
my bra
or they had it made. I don't know.
I mean, do you really need to wash your balls in the sink to begin with? Like that part of your anatomy in the sink? Like, can't you just wait?
Well, I don't think anybody would, because it was the bathroom. There were all these different stalls and then like a communal sink out. Like, so like no one would actually. I mean, how drunk you'd be like whip your balls out and wash them in the fucking communal sink with that. Anyway, okay. So Cape Cod, poured down rain. Poured down rain. We go to Salem.
It's not raining.
It's not raining, but when it had stopped raining at some point in Cape Cod, but the ferries weren't running because of the ocean and there were all kinds of rip current things and water things, whatever.
The sea was angry.
The sea was fucking angry for days and days while we were there. So we go to Salem, and we were going to go on a sunset like boat tour thing, right? So in order to, they started loading. They started, what do you call it? Loading. They started boarding the boat at like 5:30. Check-in at the hotel is until 4, and we're staying like right outside, like Danvers. We're like between like right outside Salem, like on the way to Boston, whatever. We went to Boston by accident because someone didn't gas up the car when we left Cape Cod, and said we'd be fine to make it there. And then all of a sudden we're sitting on a bridge and going through a tunnel, and the thing is on like less than a quarter of a tank. And I'm shitting my pants because I don't like bridges or tunnels, and now we're gonna get trapped on or in one of them. So then we're in like downtown Boston, like looking for a fucking gas station. Anyway.
Is that on the way home?
So it was on the way from Cape Cod to Salem.
Excuse me.
So getting on the boat for the Sunset Cruise was dependent upon getting checked in early. Because we had to get checked in early, unload, then call an Uber and get in there. And Sundays, weekends in Salem, for anyone who's never been, Salem is, this time of year, Salem is like a total shit show. It's full of people, and the weekends are like insanity.
Well, because it's to do with
festive,
Halloween,
right? It's festive and Halloween,
festive.
all the things. So, and I have a correction. Remind me, I have a correction of something I said in a previous episode with wrong information that I was told last year in Salem. So I have to correct that. Anyway, so I checked. Yes, they're running the Sunset Cruise. If anything happens, I'll call. Okay. So we get checked in. We paid $15 to check in early, which I had never heard of. Apparently, it's a known thing. I have never encountered that.
I've never encountered that.
Either you're allowed to check in,
be checked in early.
Right, you're allowed to check in. You're not allowed to check in early. I've never heard of.
Maybe they just pocketed your money.
But I was talking to Aunt Bonnie earlier, and that happened to her. You pay early, and you get to like spend. I've never heard of it until this past week. So anyway, we pay the money. We get checked in. We hurry up and change. We call an Uber. We go downtown, get dropped off at the Hawthorne Hotel, which used to be called something else, but now it's called Hawthorne after Nathaniel Hawthorne. And it's supposedly one of the most haunted places in Salem, which we did have a really weird experience. We were there last year, which I'm not going to talk about right now, later. So we get seated, right? We've hustled. We're down there. We're having a drink, a little bite to eat quick, and then we're going to hustle from there down to the boat.
Ship.
They canceled it. They canceled the fucking Sunset Cruise. We were not meant to be on the water on this trip.
Well, that's probably best, maybe then.
So we didn't get to go on. So
everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, and there was no water sports for us this time around. And then we were going to Gloucester the one day. So I called. Are you doing the whale watching? She said, we're monitoring the weather closely. As of now, it's on. So my concern was, well, if you cancel it, like, I don't want like a fucking like voucher to come again because like, I don't know when the fuck we're gonna be back. So like, I didn't say that to her. I just wanted to know like what's the refund policy. We would like to be refunded. She said if you order online, they'll charge your card and then you'll have to wait for a refund. If you order with me online, we'll just hold your card until we board, and then if we don't board, you won't be charged at all. So you don't have to worry about a refund. Okay, we'll do that. Buy the tickets. Yay, we're going to go to Gloucester and we're going to go whale watching the next day. No, we're fucking not going to Gloucester because later in the day, I have an email, a text message, and then a phone call. And mind you, I can't hear on my phone, so I have to put it on speaker while I'm out in public and sit there with my phone listening for the whole world to hear my friend had the same thing.
I hope your phone works doing this.
It's working. I can't hear on it unless I'm on speaker. I cannot, when I hold it, it's not my hearing. It's a known issue. I read it online. Anyway.
Is it for a certain, like, edition of that?
Apparently, yes. So I'm not buying a new phone right now. So
it shits the bed. They want you to buy a new phone.
Right. Well, that also, yes, because we just finished paying this off. And I got the text saying your phone is officially paid off because they just like divide it into your payments, whatever. And now I can fucking hear. Look, fucking Apple or AT&T or whoever's fucking responsible.
It hears you.
It hears me. That thing blew. That was one behind us. Anyway, Okay, so Salem, there's a lot to do, right? There's a lot to see and do, but everything, like all the museums and stuff shuts down at 5. If you've not been to Salem, Massachusetts, it's a really cool place to go, even if you're not like into like Halloween Town and stuff. Like, I mean, like this time of year, of course, that's why we go, because I love Halloween and it's very festive, and like the little kids are the girls are running around in their little witch costumes, and guys are dressed up, and like as soon as we got dropped out of the Uber, the first thing we saw was a guy with this great big spiked collar on, and I was like, okay, Mom and Dad, this way. Like, it's a melting pot for
people that want to dress like that.
People that want to dress like that and not stand out. It's very much anyone who lives or dresses in an alternative kind of way. There's goth, there's Halloween, there's, orange hair, there's things that are not outside the norm, and it's 100% though, like everyone, it's acceptable, everyone's welcoming, whatever. Okay, so we're in Salem. A few things. One, so it's a very gender neutral town as far as like bathrooms and whatnot. So we're out one day, we're sitting outside. It was actually kind of nice out, a little chilly, a little windy. But we're sitting outside because the table was available outside, so we're sitting outside to have a little lunch. The
wind wasn't blowing you over, was it?
Blowing us? No, it wasn't that windy. It was just a little windy to be outside that day. But so we're sitting there, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I come back, and then Mom's about to go, and Dad's saying something to Mom, and he says something about the bisexual bathrooms. Of course, my head whips the fuck around, and I'm like, what? Like, what bisexual bathrooms? And he's like, and so I start laughing. And I'm looking around too to make sure like we're not offending anybody. I'm like, you mean unisex? He's like, yeah, isn't that what I said? Like, that's not what you said. That's not what you unisex is not the same thing as a bisexual bathroom. He's like, well, you knew what I meant. I'm like, I did know what you mean, but nonetheless, it was fucking funny. So I like whipped out my notebook to write it down so I wouldn't forget it. And Mom's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. She's like, are you writing that down? I'm like, I am. And she goes, to talk about your show? I'm like, yes, I am. And Dad took it. Dad took it all in stride. He was amused because he takes a joke well.
Yeah, so, Dad does.
So I have to.
He gets a lot of ribbing.
I have to correct information that I know I said. I'm somewhat certain I said on a previous episode somewhere. Last year, when Joe and I went on the trolley ride, we were told that the witches in Salem were called witches and killed because growing up I always thought I had to do like religion and all this other stuff.
Right,
right, that's what I thought until last year when they said it was because women's husbands who owned a bunch of land, the husbands died, and it was fine that the women owned the land until they wanted to have like say in like the taxes and like all this other stuff, and then they all of a sudden now they're witches and they killed them off. So last year I'm like, holy shit. Joe and I were like, we never knew that before.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I thought it had to do with like some sorcery. They were able to like do some magic.
No, they were just called witches and killed because of the Puritans, and they were all religiously crazy and whatever. So this year we went to every fucking. So last year when Joe and I went to Salem, I could not walk around, and it poured the whole time we were in Salem last year. Beautiful in Cape Cod.
It rains a lot up there, I've heard.
I love the rain, but not necessarily like on vacation, especially like we went to take Mom and Dad and like do like fun things with them. Like bar hopping is not really like on their high list of things. Like you know.
70-year-olds aren't into bar
hopping. They held on. They did a good job. But like look. Anyway, so this year in Salem, because of my back surgery, now I can hustle around. Right, I got my cane. I got myself a fucking blister on my finger from it. I tried to walk the first day without it. I can't do bricks and cobblestone. Like PT Joe is like, you're taking your cane. You're not going without your cane.
So the first day.
Stick. It's a cane. It's a fucking cane. It's like a hurricane. It has like the little base on the bottom and everything, which I repeatedly trip over. It's one of these days I'm gonna like break a kneecap because I'm gonna trip over the fucking cane that's there to help me and go flying. Anyway, so the first day I tried, like I thought, well, we're just gonna. I forgot it. I think I just forgot it because like I didn't really need it in Cape Cod because it's pouring. We weren't walking around, so it was just like in the back of the Tahoe, and then like now like. I needed it. I didn't have it. And I'm like, I can't walk. So I made sure I had it the next day. Anyway, where was I going with this? Trolley, whatever. Correction. I don't even know. Okay, so we were going to like all the different museums and doing all the things. And now we're finding out that whoever this nut job was last year on the trolley ride that told us that these women were persecuted as witches because they own land and the men didn't like it is not true. And so I've been telling people that because I'm like, last year I learned something new. I learned something. I didn't learn shit. I learned wrong information. They were just fucking called witches and then killed because, people were crazy. The Puritans were crazy back then. They're just fucking crazy.
Well, that's why they're called Puritans. I need to look this up because I really thought it had to do with like
we didn't hear that
witchery.
At any of the museums. We went to all the museums. all the museums.
So why were they witches? Just because somebody said they were a witch? Like, witch has a definition. Like, there's a meaning of what witch is.
Well, it started out because like kids were like not really allowed to be children, and they weren't really getting attention. And
Right.
one child, they think either had, and now we would think now as historians and people of this age, this day and age, the girl had epilepsy or had something a little bit wrong. And they didn't pay attention to children. Now she's getting all this attention.
Right.
So the sister started fucking acting a fool and like barking and shit because she wants fucking attention. So now they start blaming Tabitha. Fuck. The slave. They had like a slave, like an indentured servant from Barbados. I would also call that a slave, although they kept referring to her as an indentured servant. I don't really know what the difference is here, but
it's
okay.
a nicer term. It's
Right.
still horrible.
So then they blamed it on her because she came from Barbados, and like they do
voodoo. Don't they do like voodoo
it wasn't
stuff?
voodoo. They have like old things, like wives' tale type things. Like crack an egg into a bowl and like whatever picture it makes tells you the future. Like
Right.
just like whatever. And so now they started calling her, I don't even know, like they were blaming it on her that the kids were acting like this, and people just lost their fucking minds because there was no science in 1620. There was no science, The doctor was a fucking minister who didn't have any medical background.
They used leeches.
So it was so I said that I think on a previous, so I have to correct that. I absolutely have to correct that. It was wrong.
Correct.
And now I was hostile about wrong information last year that I've been spreading around to people. So if I spread that information to you, I apologize. It is wrong.
Oh wait, speaking of information and going back an episode, nothing to do with Salem, but fiance spelled two different ways. Looked it up.
She sent me a text.
One for female, one for male.
One
there's
has
a feminine.
two U's? Is that it?
There's a feminine and a masculine.
But I don't know if people really follow that anymore.
Well,
Like,
they do when it's in writing. I don't think it's pronounced any differently.
Dark. Put a light on. Look, it's getting dark out here. None of that lights up. I have orange lights.
Put the orange lights on.
Well, you have to get up. You're on the end.
What do you want me to do?
Hang on, people. Hang on. Go inside. There's a little keychain on the back of the door. Turn around. On the back of the door.
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah.
Push the button. There you go. Oh, look. Now we have light. There we go. It's orange light because it's pumpkin lights, but still it's some light, so it'll do.
It's festive.
It is festive. I'd show you, but it would require having to move this around. We're not going to do it. Maybe at the end. Anyway, so what else? So we went for a trolley ride, right? Something to do. It wasn't, just hoofing it the whole time. And on the trolley comes this little lady named Pearl. At first I thought she might be homeless, but she wasn't homeless. And so she...
Why would you think she was homeless?
Because she kind of looked like she might be homeless based upon the way she was dressed.
She was disheveled?
She was a little disheveled. How about that? She was disheveled. So she was a local woman, somewhat local. They asked if she was local, and she said no. But the trolley driver the trolley driver knew her, and the woman who was doing like the tour with the microphone up front knew of her.
Ooh.
So because Pearl kept yelling out information and talking over top of Adele was our tour guide.
Poor Adele.
And Pearl was kind of funny. She had little jokes. Like you could tell. Like so, I think that she rides the trolley every day for something to do. Is what I think she does.
Is she part of the shtick that they have
No.
going? Oh,
No. So at some point, Adele was not familiar with her, and then Adele was like,
Adele got familiar.
"Oh, are you local?" No. Pearl says no with her very thick Massachusetts accent, which the Massachusetts accent, I love it. It's amusing to me. I love it. Like they leave shit off the end and like the R's are gone. It's almost like a speech impediment, but better. It's like, I love it. Anyway, so finally, so Adele asked Pearl like, "Oh, are you a local?" No. Okay, all right then. The guy driving says to
Chimes
Adele,
in.
"Oh, that's Pearl." Adele, who's not, I mean, she's from Boston. She's not, "Oh, you're Pearl. Okay." I'm like, oh shit. So like Pearl is known to like the trolley community. So I think she rides every day. And then she chimes in with little jokes here and there.
And they let her do this?
She was funny. I mean, I could tell Adele was getting a little annoyed here and there. And at one point, Pearl yelled out some information that Adele was like, actually, no, that's not right. And so, like, oh my God.
Shut the fuck up.
It was amusing.
Did she tell her to sit down?
No, she was sitting.
Well, I
You're not
meant
allowed to
because she was
stand.
yelling things out. Sit down.
No, she was very tolerant. She was very tolerant of Pearl.
Sit down, you hoe.
She's like, Pearl was old and Adele wasn't that young either, so no one's yelling ho. No one's yelling ho. Although we did pass the Bunghole Liquors, right? And Joe, again this year, Joe went in trying to buy a t-shirt. Like, I got it, right? And so Adele is saying, you can go in, it's very popular, Bunghole Liquors, and yes, they sell t-shirts that say, I got it in the bunghole. Along with other fun little things, right? So
Like a Spencer's Gifts in there?
I mean, it's a liquor store, but they have fun t-shirts. But Joe looked them up. They didn't have the ones he liked, and then he went in and they left better ones online, he said. So
Is he going to get himself one?
maybe. I mean, because who doesn't want a t-shirt that says they got it in the bunghole? I mean, it's fun, right? Anyway.
Where are you going to wear that?
So
Church?
we're not going to wear it to church. No, Christ. So, okay. So my last fun, I'm sure I have other stories, and I forgot to take notes as much as I wanted to. But
lobster?
so I'm getting to that. For fuck's sake. So our last day in Salem, so we're going to go to Gloucester because Joe wants to go and see the Fisherman's Memorial from like the movie, like The Perfect Storm with George Clooney.
Oh.
It was based on a fishing boat from 1991, I think it was, that went out in the storm and then like they all died. And so there's a memorial there for all of the fishermen though. And I forget, there's thousands that have died that they have documented from like the beginning, like when people landed from the whatever 1600s on
The Mayflower
until like last year. I mean, it's like every time a fisherman dies, they put their name on this plaque, and there's a big statue. It was very, very nice. A little chilly and windy, which of course I love, so I'm very content to sit there, and on a bed. Can you stop? Can you pay attention?
I am. I'm trying to draw fish. You talk. I'm listening.
You're so like not even like.
No.
It's amazing I don't just throat punch her in the middle of every fucking episode. It is truly amazing that I do.
No one is looking and seeing what I'm doing.
People look and wonder what the fuck. Why is she looking down?
Now you interrupted your own story.
I didn't interrupt my own story.
I'm drawing a fish.
So
fisherman.
we go to fucking Gloucester. And I'm content to sit there. My new wrap on, my new little shawl thing that I bought, like overpriced at some little store, but it's cute. It's very fall-like. And we're sitting on a bench, but I'm like, I gotta pee. We gotta go. Like, here we go. It's time for lunch. It's 11:30. We gotta do lunch because I can't sit here any longer and enjoy the water. It's the only water we get to enjoy all fucking week because we can't go out on it because we were supposed to whale watch, but that was canceled.
Right.
The whale watch. So we were whale watching in Gloucester, but it got canceled. So there was no whale watching at all. There was no going on a boat at all.
There's no
was
getting
fine.
in the water at all.
There's no getting in the water. It was a little cold for that. Although there is a beach, there's a beach in Ipswich that's completely closed through October because of great white, too much great white activity. Because now that I was in the area, now my phone knows, and then my phone is sending me fucking news highlights
About the sharks?
from the area, from
the
Cape
sharks.
Cod, Boston, the whole area.
Well,
yeah,
isn't that where Jaws took place up there off of Cape Cod?
They filmed it there, but it was I mean,
The whole story was from there.
Hang on, my water's empty.
Oh my god.
It's just water, people. Okay. So Joe has found so like every day that we were there, Joe and I split a lobster roll and a cup of clam chowder. Like,
Which, if you've never been there, that's like the source. You're getting it right from the source. Really fresh.
it's so good. So like,
and it's expensive. Like, people think the lobster roll, which is in a hot dog roll, is not going to be expensive. It's way expensive.
it's expensive. It's like it was like $40 for a
hot dog
fucking,
bun.
It was not a hot dog. It was nicer than a hot dog bun. But I mean, it's not I mean, you can see it's not gigantic. It's like 6 inches. That's what she said. Anyway. So like we did like a taste test, and also there's different types of lobster roll. So for those of you like, what the fuck's a lobster roll? It's a bun with lobster in the middle of it. So Cape Cod style lobster, a lobster roll is mixed with a little bit of mayonnaise and like some celery or some celery seed, and it's served cold inside a buttered like a warm buttered roll.
Oh, in Maine, where Mom and Dad and I have had them before, they are cold. The Maine version is it's very little mayo.
This is very light mayo.
The lobster, no, that's it. And then it's in a roll. It's in the top slice. I think they call them actually a Boston hot dog roll. You know how a hot dog roll, you usually open it like this? Well, these,
it's like carved out the middle
top
almost
one,
or something, yeah. So Cape Cod style is what we were told. It's served, it's like cold with a little bit of mayo and whatever else. And it's very tasty. I might have a nose itch, sorry. And then a cup of chowder wherever it went. So like taste testing. And I'll get back to where the best was too. I should have written it down, but I'm pretty sure I know where it is. And then so now we're in Gloucester, And on the menu, it's okay. So you go into this place, and it's where they film that show that I'm not familiar with, like the big tuna catch, something, something.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with it either, but I've
Because
seen
I was thinking it was in
the TV
Alaska.
guide.
That's a crab
The
thing.
big tuna catch.
The tuna. I have a picture of it somewhere. So because they caught this like gigantic tuna, and they have a replica of it like outside of the place, right? The biggest catch, maybe? I forget what the fuck it's called. Something to do with tuna, right? We had a ton of tuna sashimi and tuna tartare like every day. Oh my God, it was amazing.
Not like tuna.
Oh my God, it was so good. It didn't even taste like, I don't even know what it tasted like. It tasted like it melted in your mouth. It was so good.
God.
Even Dad ate it, for God's sake, and he's not eating raw fish often. Anyway.
Dad doesn't like raw meat.
So we go to this place, and you go in and you pick up a menu out like on the deck, on the dock, the deck, whatever, and then you go sit down. And when you're ready to order, you go back up and you order with the girl, and then
so you don't write it down.
You can sit wherever. So you can sit outside, and there's indoor eating, so like indoor seating and eating. So we go inside. There's a full bar. So we go inside. I just am having a Bloody Mary because I wanted one all week and I didn't have one. Which reminds me, the night before, remind me to tell you about the what was it called? Shit. Remind me to tell you about the other Bloody Mary. I have to look it up. Anyway, it was $40. I almost got it. It came with like a fucking meal. I mean, it came with like lobster and like pepperoni and like pepper.
Well,
oh my God! I didn't get it. Next time we go, I'm getting it. Oh, I forget the fuck it was called, like Dead Mary or some shit. I forget. It was like some like fun Halloween name, but I forget. Anyway, so
I like a Dead Mary.
So Joe gets a beer. I get a Bloody Mary. Mom's deciding whether or not to have a Bloody Mary. We decide what we're getting, and on this menu they have lobster roll, cold, usual style with the mayo, or they have, it was called blue collar lobster roll served warm with butter. So it's not no mayo in this. So I prefer the one without the mayo. I prefer it warm with some butter because look, give me all the fucking butter. So, and this is the day, because Joe and I have split one every day while we're there. Like, I think every day in Massachusetts, we split a lobster roll somewhere at some point. So this time, I'm like, I want my own. Today's our last day. I'm getting my own. This thing was like fucking like the size of my head. I was like, of course, all the days that I get my own is the day that it's gigantic, and we should have shared it. It was like a half a pound. I mean, it was like a pound of like lobster there. It was so much lobster. And so we each get one, and we're ordering a cup of soup, a cup of chowder to share. Incidentally, I thought that would be the best chowder. It was not the best chowder.
Oh.
The best chowder that we had was in Cape Cod. It was one of the best lobster rolls also, and now I forget the name. Captain something or other. Shit, I forget the name. I don't know. I'll get back to you. Captain. I can't remember what it was. Anyway.
Captain Chucky?
Maybe. I don't know if that was it. I forget. I don't know. Anyway. Second best lobster was at Turner's in Salem, which they have amazing seafood. And this one was good. This one had a lot of bacon in it, and it was good, but it was a little overpowering. Like, it was like a lot of bacon. I'm like, nah, a little less bacon. Anyway, so mom wants a lobster roll also that I'm getting. So I had written down on a piece of paper for Joe, two blue collar lobster rolls, warm, because it was warm or cold was the wording on the menu. Warm, and he also knows because he's getting warm, and a cup of chowder. We're gonna share it. Mom writes down whatever, like Dad got like a fried haddock sandwich or something, and the thing also was the size of my head. It was gigantic. He picked up the fish is like the bun is like this, and the fish is like this, like hanging off the sides. Oh my God, it's a hell of a mess. It was hilarious though. He's like, picked up, like, oh my God, how do I eat this? But it looked really good. He said it was good. It looked really good. And I would have asked for a bite of it, but I had like enough going on with my own. Like, and also came with like a ton of fries, which I did not eat all of them. I did have some, but I did not eat all of them. So, in fact, I put my napkins down over it and just like squished it down. So I was like done. Like, I'm not eating these because there were some good fucking fries too. Probably like fried up with the fish or something. They were fucking tasty. I mean, they were tasty. Anyway, so Mom writes down their order. They go up. They give the order. Joe and Dad go outside, go back outside, out onto the deck, whatever area, whatever. Dock,
and Dad
deck.
and Joe are giving the order.
Joe gives the woman her order. Joe walks away, lets Dad give his order. Joe's not paying attention. They come back. They have the little beeper thing, vibrating thing, whatever. They sit down. Ours goes off. So Joe goes out to get it, and Dad's is waiting. I'm thinking, we all got the same fucking thing. I guess the sandwich is taking a little while. Then Dad goes out. Finally, his goes off, and Dad passes. He gets out there at some point with Joe, and Joe is out there, and he picks up the tray and looks at it and then says to Joe on the way back in, I don't think this is what she ordered, like about Mom's order, right? So here comes Dad, this giant fried fish sandwich, and then there's a full lobster on the tray, and I'm like, oh, like
with the tail and the arms.
The whole thing, it's not broken apart. It is the full, freshly cooked. Sorry, George. Boiled lobster.
Is it red?
Fresh out of the fucking water. And Joe said that they just did it while I was standing there. Like they just fucking did it. Like they just did it. So I'm like. Because I said, I'm like, Mom, I didn't know you got a whole lobster. Like, I didn't get a whole lobster. Like, I didn't order this. And I'm like, and like the fuck is like looking at me. I'm like, oh my God, I can't deal with food with like a fucking face on it. Like, right? So like no soft shell crab sandwich for me. Like I'll do crab legs. I can't have an animal presented to me on the table with a head on it. Like, no. Like, I have to draw the line. So it's looking at me, and I'm like, I can't. So then we all start laughing because like, what are you gonna do? Like, so clearly there was a breakdown somewhere in here. And Dad's like, well, the girl misunderstood me. And I'm thinking, look, if someone misunderstood somebody, it was Dad didn't give the order right. And I'm pretty certain that the girl, whatever.
You just threw Dad under the bus.
I did. Well, but then I thought, well, before we attack Dad, let's see what Mom wrote down. Because maybe Mom wrote down something wrong. So I was like, well, let me see the paper. So she writes down blue collar lobster roll. And then under it, in big letters, the underline wrote hot. On the menu, there was hot lobster. A hot lobster. So somewhere in the breakdown, the word warm was used with the lobster roll. So the word hot is what threw everything off here. So in the meantime, like here, in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, when you order lobster, usually you're not ordering a whole lobster in this area.
No.
You get like a lobster tail or whatever, and it's already open and filleted for you. You just pull the meat out. It's lovely. It's, you're not like manhandling it, whatever. Like ripping the face off or whatever.
Oh, come
the whole
on.
thing. So. And then there's like the other stuff inside. And Mom's like, ew. And Joe's like, that's a delicacy, right?
Delicacy, my ass.
I was vulgar. I couldn't look at her. I just like face down and was just into my fucking lobster roll. I was not focusing. I was like, whatever is happening over there, I can't.
Is
I
Dad
can't.
eating his fish sandwich
It
tearing,
was like falling apart.
Tearing the thing apart?
So Mom got the claws off, right? Rips them apart, gets the meat out. The claws are the easy part. And now she's like looking at it, like, what do I, no tools came with this. So she's like a little pick, a little like a wooden pick that like you throw away.
Yeah.
To get the meat out, because you can't always get your finger in there, right? And now it's soggy because she's been using it. So it's like, it's biodegradable because like we're on the water, whatever. So now she's got the rest of this lobster minus the claws, and she's like, I don't know what to do with this.
Well, you don't really eat the body of it.
So I'm like, hang on, I'll Google it. Hang on. So I put my sandwich down, right?
Google it.
Put my sandwich down, like wipe on my hands. Like I think I'm like holding like half the lobster roll. I'm like with my other hand clean. I'm like scrolling. I'm like, okay, claws. Okay, we got the claws. Okay, all right. I'm like, the green stuff, Mom, dip it in the butter. So just throw it in the butter, mix it up and eat it. She's like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, so no green stuff, which was good because I might have thrown up a little bit. I might have to like go to the
That's
table.
like Kevin when he bit into that
I
soft
can't.
shell crab at the ugly mug.
So gross.
And it squirted green stuff out. I'm like, what in the fuck?
Right?
And the eyes were there.
I'm trying not to focus because I'm eating lobster, but it's nicely prepared in a bun that's been cooked and it's in little pieces that I don't know that it was actually like an animal like 10 minutes ago.
Well, you're not seeing the green gunk or the eyeballs.
Well, oh wait. So the girl did come back from the So there was obviously she understood somehow there was miscommunication or there was a fuck up. So she did come in and came over to the table and said, "Was this not what you wanted?" And Mom's like, "No, I wanted the lobster roll." And she said, "Well, I can bring you the lobster roll. It's just be another $20, the fuck, because the lobster roll was a ton of meat, way more than you're getting from one lobster."
Right.
So Mom's like, "No, this is fine. Like it's already here and it's been freshly killed, so I'll just eat the fucking thing." And she didn't say all that, but really that's what she meant. Paraphrasing here, people. So okay, so now I'm scrolling. I got my lobster in my hand, I'm scrolling. I'm like, okay, with both hands. I'm like, so take the tail in one hand and the body in the other. So Mom, I'm like, hold on. So like move the butter dish away from Mom. I move all the the cupware because I don't know what's gonna happen. I move everything spillable like away from Mom. And I'm like, okay, okay, good, okay. I'm like, okay, now twist and pull simultaneously.
My God.
I'm like, and then shit flies. I'm like, oh my God. Like little lobster bits or whatever. I don't even know. George, I'm so sorry. Anybody else is horrified by this, I'm sorry. There was some green, but also just like whatever, like the shell bits, whatever, fucking broke apart, like whatever. So, and my friend Maggie, who saw this on Facebook, was like, she lives like in like Boston, and she's like, I love that like you have no idea what to do with this. She's like you're not from Massachusetts when you get a full lobster. You're like, what the fuck do I do with this? I'm like, look, well, Jersey needs to up their game because we don't have this here. You get a lobster tail. You don't even have the option for a full lobster anywhere that I know of.
Oh, the lobster house you do. And you can buy a live lobster.
I guess I'm just not ever like I'm not working for my food.
Right. No.
My I'll do crab legs on occasion, but I'm not gonna fucking tear something apart and then have to eat it with my bare hand. No.
I told Nancy and I were in Ocean City, Maryland after we graduated from college. Her parents owned a condo or something down there, and we went down to clean it up for the spring.
Anyway, you're in Maryland.
Yeah. So we're in these big tables with, like, they're picnic tables covered with just, like, newspaper or packing paper. And you sit down and you get your claws, your crab legs.
Crab legs.
You're slicing them open. You've got butter.
You just dip them and eat them. Oh, yeah.
I sliced my thumb with the crab leg shell.
Just keep on going.
It was bleeding and it stung from the salt from the butter. Just took a big paper towel, wrapped it around, and kept going. Sliced the shit. I'm like, I am not working for my food.
No, I won't do it. I won't do it. It can't have a face on it, and I can't be the one to tear it apart to eat it.
No fun came from the slice in my finger.
The crab legs I have done, and I will do because I like crab legs, but it's just the legs. Like, you break the fucker open, pull the meat out, and you're done. Like, but so... Excuse me, Mom is manhandling this lobster, and we're dying. All we can do is just keep laughing. I mean, Joe and myself, and and Dad feels bad because Mom got the wrong thing, and Dad's trying to eat the fish sandwich is like again the side of my head like falling apart. Like, oh my god, like I'm sure we were like quite a fucking sight, but luckily we got there right before a boat pulled off and fucking unloaded with people, and I like lost my mind. I was like, what the fuck? Whale watching written on the wait a fucking minute. Whale watching was canceled.
The sea was angry.
It was canceled. So I lost my mind a little bit, right? I'm losing my mind. So Joe looked it up. It was a different company that we were going to use. We were using like Cape Ann Whale Watch or whatever. They only run at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So maybe whatever's supposed to be happening at 1 o'clock was different whatever was happening at 10 a.m. because this was like this instead of like a 3 to 4 hour whale watching thing, this was just like a 1.5 hour excursion of some sort. But I was still fucking hot because I'm like, why didn't this fucking whore on the phone tell me yesterday that hey, call another company? Well, I guess you're not going to give the business to another company. So we could have been on a boat. We could have been on a boat.
I can picture this whole scene in my head. The lobster, Dad with the big sandwich and the fish sticking out. Did it have a head on it?
No.
And then the two of you laughing and then you losing your mind because I've seen you lose your mind.
Right. Oh, I did. I had rage a day in Cape Cod. I mean, I'm sure I had rage several times. But I had rage in Cape Cod, our first morning there. Dad had nothing for breakfast. So, like, okay. So we go to this place, this Celtic kitchen place across the street. And Joe's very excited because he's going to get an Irish breakfast. Those of you that don't know what an Irish breakfast is, look it up. I mean, it comes with fucking baked beans. It's horrifying.
Why do you need baked beans in the morning?
It comes with all the things. And there used to be an Irish place here that we used to go to on Sundays here and there. And he could get this. It's a standard Irish breakfast that comes with. It's very specific. They
also call it bangers and something.
It comes with that. Yes, it comes with potatoes. It comes with baked beans. It comes with. They call it pudding or bread or some shit, but it's not. It's sausage of some sort. And look, I don't know. It looks pretty good. It comes with eggs and some. I mean, it's like a full-on platter. So Joe has not had one of these in years, and he's very excited because there's this Celtic kitchen across the street, and he knows that he's going to get one of these. So we take Dad over there for breakfast. Mom stays back to get her hair done and have her coffee, right? I don't know why she bothered to do her hair because it's getting fucking wind blown, and fucking rained on, but it's fine. So we go in, right, and I have rolled out of bed, and here I go.
The bun's
right?
on the side.
I fixed it so at least it wasn't like over here. It was like straight, no brows on, no makeup, glasses. I'm dressed. We go in. We sit down. There were 3 Massachusetts State police officers there when we came. They went in ahead of us, and you can always tell a cop by the way they look. They must be cops, right? They look like cops. They had like cop pants on, like cargo type like pants, like boots and whatever. And it looked like the one guy had a gun. And then Joe figured, yes, and they all had like a thing on. They all had sweatshirts on,
right? And had an emblem.
And he's like, those are the state police. Okay, so
they must have been doing something. That's not their uniform.
The state police thing was like down the street from where we were, like a half mile away. So I said to Joe, should we buy them breakfast? Maybe we should buy them breakfast. Do nice things for police once in a while. So he agrees. Okay, we're gonna buy them breakfast. So then I'm like looking at them. I'm like, I really hope they just got coffee. Like after I look at the menu, I'm like, fuck. I hope that they just got coffee, like the $25 fucking whatever. No, they all had the Irish breakfast too, I think. So in the meantime, it's already done. Like we've already said to our waiter.
You don't even know those people. Like it's not like they're your hometown police.
No, just doing a good deed. They're just doing a good deed.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Doing a good deed. So our waiter comes over, and I said, the 3 gentlemen up front that are police officers would like to cover their breakfast, right? And at this point, I'm still hopeful they're like just having like coffee and like a scrambled egg and some toast. It was not the case. It's fine. he's like, okay, so he goes and tells the little Irish lady with the Massachusetts and Irish accent combined, which is fascinating, that we're going to cover it, right?
Did you have subtitles?
No. So our guy also was more Spanish speaking than he was Irish.
Oh,
so
okay.
there was no breakdown in language there. We could understand him fine. There's no Massachusetts / Irish, whatever.
Accent.
It's getting fucking dark. We have to wrap this fucker up. Anyway, so the waitress comes over, the cop's waitress comes over and gives us the bill. And she said, is this correct? I'm supposed to give it to you. And I said, yes. And she goes, okay, well, I also gave them a little discount because they're police officers. I had given them like a little discount because it really was like a 50-cent discount is what it boiled down to. Because like, it wasn't much. But it was nice of her to do it. I said, we'll get this. I handed it back to her. And then,
Will this help?
But it's gonna blind me, but okay, there we go. Spooky-esque. There we go. It's a little bit. It helps a little. There we go. We have light. There we go. Perfect. Good call. I'm blinded, but it's all good.
How is that blinding you?
Give me a bad
Don't look
glare.
at it.
Anyway, carry on with this. I'm going to finish this fucking story one way or another. Excuse me. Sorry, the seltzer makes me burp. So we're eating, right? Remember, it was my idea to say,
Thanks to the police
to
officers.
say thanks to the police officers. Do something nice. Even though, yes, they're not our hometown police, but it was just a nice gesture. It's not going to do that all the time. It was like the first time I've ever done it, but like something nice to do. So the waitress asked, is it okay if I tell them who it was? They wanted to know. It's fine.
They probably want to know, like, is it somebody
Right?
we put in jail? Like,
Right? I'm like, one case we get arrested while we're here. At least we did something good for these people, right? So over come the three guys, right? So it's me and then Joe and then Dad sitting, right? The three guys come and stand next to us. I'm first, right? They acknowledge Joe and Dad first, and then me, the woman, last. And then they got done, and then I had and then I lost my mind.
well, they were still there?
No, not when they were
okay.
still there. Like, oh, you're welcome, thank you for all that you do, whatever. And then they walk away. And then I'm boiling. Because I'm like, why am I addressed last? It was my idea. Why am I addressed last? And Joe's like, wife, we did a good deed. Now you have to have the rage over it. I'm like, yes, now I have to have the fucking rage over it. Absolutely. Now I take this off because it's wiggling while I'm shaking my head. I'm like, yes. And now I have to have the rage. Now I'm fucking mad and I have to have the rage. Because
Oh, a lot of rage.
they just totally ignored the fact that I was sitting there and spoke directly to Dad and Joe. The men at the table, look, okay, fine. So that was about all the rage.
I mean, they shouldn't have done that. They should have addressed the whole table. Like, thank.
They addressed
thanks to
Joe
everyone.
and then Dad, and then lastly turned to me. All three of them did this. All three of them did it too.
Did they shake
Joe,
everybody's hand?
Now we're eating, and they apologize for interrupting us. I'm not touching the hands while I'm sitting there eating. So
I would
addressed
ask to
Joe
see
and
the
then
gun.
Dad, and then
Can you
me.
show me your gun?
It's kind of vulgar.
No. Were any of them cute? by
Oh
the way?
yeah, 2 out of the 3 were hot.
It's just always that way.
And then one had like the buzz, like the typical like buzz cut, like shaved head kind of thing. Anyway,
Did they have a Massachusetts accent?
yeah.
Yeah.
Not sounding like a speech impediment. It was a little better than that. So I know it. Look, people, no offense, and I want to live in Massachusetts. Like
I like the accent too.
Give
I like
me-
to listen to the Kennedy. Like that's what I see it on the TV with the Kennedys.
the rainy, cloudy, wind whipped weather.
I need some
Give it to
goddamn
me. No, I don't
sunshine,
fucking need it.
folks.
I'm fine without it.
Go on. So you had the rage there. You
had
had
the
the rage. Where else was the first time?
I forget.
The lobster with with the boat coming in.
When the boat came in, I lost my mind. I was like, my head whipped around. And I'm like, what the fuck? What in the fuck?
Were these 2 separate occasions? I mean, 2 separate days?
Yeah, one was
Okay.
like our first full day in Cape Cod
You
at
might have had-
breakfast, and then the last one was our last day there. We were in Gloucester.
Two ragers in one day might have caused you to strike.
Right, and then, so and we're watching. So we have the Boston News on every day, right? So we're watching the Boston News, and they're referring to this town, which is like right next to Salem, and I was calling it Peabody because it's spelled Peabody. Peabody.
Peabody.
No. They pronounce that fucking town Peabody.
Peabody.
And my head whips up. I put my makeup on or whatever. Have my coffee,
Peabody.
right? And my head whips up, and I said to Joe, I'm like, did she just say Peabody?
That's not even an accent. That's not even
puberty,
part of the Boston
but
accent.
it's Peabody. And I'm like, what in the fuck? What is she saying? I was like, is she trying to say Peabody? Like, is that what's going to come out of her mouth?
She's having a stroke.
Right? And he's like, yeah, they call it Peabody. I'm like, what in the fuck? Oh, I have another good one. This one's Mom. Mom will get pissed. This is great though. So Mom can't see right. She's having the eye stuff done.
There's another story. There was another word you kept mispronouncing.
Well, think of it. I don't know what it
Floortown?
was.
No, what was it?
Well, there's Falmouth, which
That's
year
it.
I saw the sign for it. I'm like, oh my God, Falmouth. That's where I'm supposed to live. Falmouth. I'm like, and I knew it was not pronounced Falmouth, but I was like, in my mind, I can't unsee Falmouth. And I'm like, I need to live in Falmouth. And it's Falmouth. Anyway.
Falmouth.
So like one of the first nights that we're in Salem, like we've all had a couple of drinks, and Mom has the bad eye. She's getting the eye thing done next week.
LASIK.
The LASIK thing done for her eyes. So, you know, it's like Halloween Town. Like I don't know if it's like that. It's kind of like that, like year round, but also like people in and around Salem have decorated because just like we have decorated, it is that time of year.
Right, it's that time of the year.
So we're driving home and we're in the Uber, which was just a fascinating endeavor all the time because like the first day we got picked up and there was like a fucking like a mini that picked us up.
Oh.
And like we're all I'm like, did you put 4 passengers? There's no way we're all getting in this.
Wait, who ordered that Uber?
Joe did, but he put in 4 passengers and that's what came. Like a little
Did he
mini.
put in
like
like
Mini
4
Cooper.
kids? I mean,
And
like,
I was like, we're not gonna fucking fit in here. So they squeezed in the back and then I got up front. And then
I want to see that.
And the next time it was like a fucking Corolla. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, could the cars get any smaller for the 4 of us? You know, and it was a hell of a thing. And then it low to the ground and we're all squeezed in. It's like a 10-minute drive. It's not, but still. So we're driving home that night and I'm pointing out like, oh, look at these festive Halloween lights. This house is all done up, right? And then Mom's like, oh yeah, this place up here is all done up too. And I'm looking around like, you mean the bowling alley?
Oh, Mom.
It was just the bowling alley
Did
sign.
she not have her glasses on? Oh,
had
why
her
didn't she have her
glasses
glasses on?
She just saw the lights. She goes, oh, isn't that pretty? That's all done. I'm like, that's a fucking bowling alley. So then, of course, we all had to laugh because...
Well, at least she
It was
was
a bowling
awake
alley.
because she's the first one.
No, she was awake.
Because those trips that they used to take to the Chesapeake, the whole like Dad's family used to go down to see on. She would be like 5 minutes in the car. There were like a bunch of adults in this car.
She was looking at all the lights.
She was the first one to fall asleep.
Well, it was fun for her because now she's looking at the lights trying to figure out what the fuck it is. She didn't know what it is. That was great.
That's a really big display.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I'm like...
How'd they get
I'm
that
like-
light up
I'm like,
there?
bowling alley. Like, and it was neon lit, you know, it had lots of colors, so it was a nice sign. It was a nice display. It was just,
I mean, it's
a
not like
bowling
she's
alley.
blind. I don't understand. Like,
well, she didn't have her glasses on. It was like down the road. She goes, there's a nice display up there. And I'm like,
no, you should be able
I'm
to
looking at, I'm looking around. There's nothing else lit up besides the bowling alley sign. So I'm like, the bowling alley.
Did the Uber driver say anything?
That was the guy, I think, that was, we had a chatty guy the one night. He was super nice. Talking about how like he gets like this time of year going into October, like he gets scared sometimes because sometimes people are like really decked out in like scary costumes.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I don't know if I should let them in the car or not. And like the one guy
I don't blame him.
had like done up in a whatever and had like blood on his mouth and coming out of his chin. He's like, and I'm thinking, is this guy gonna like eat me? Like, do I let him in the car? I'm like, oh my god, that's great. The other guy, or the first day there, like was just sitting in the car. I'm like, should we just get out and walk? Because I knew like kind of where we were at that point. I'm like, we're gonna sit here. It'll take us. Well, we can get there faster if we just get out of the car and walk. We're just sitting here waiting. Because the weekends, especially, the weekends are insane. So like it really thinned out on Monday. It was nice, and we could walk around, and like it was still a lot of people, but not like elbow to elbow. And then, but our Uber driver was like, oh my god, like I don't. He's like, I work. He's like, I don't come down here other than to work. Like I won't even Uber probably. He's like, I work at a nearby bar, so I have to come down. I get in, I park the car, and then I leave. He's like, I'm not like there's no. I'm like, do the locals hate it? He's like, no, like not really. Like I mean, it brings money to town. It's
Yeah, I mean, some of them probably are working or own the shops that you're going in. Oh, was there good shopping, by the way?
There's lots of good shopping. Lots of fun Halloween stuff. I got, as Mom said, like a lifetime supply of smudge sticks. I bought a bunch of smudge sticks. I bought a new witch doll, a little one.
Any witches? Did you buy a witch hat?
I did not buy a witch hat. I didn't even get to wear my witch hat because then
What hat did you have on that you had your scarf around?
My
You look
black-
like an old lady.
my black hat, I had to tie my. We went to the House of Seven Gables, which no one in our group has read the book, right? So it's on my list now. I'm gonna have it from the library.
Wait, who wrote the book?
Hawthorne.
Oh, that's not like one of his popular ones. We never heard about it. We studied him in high school English. We never heard about him. I mean, about What's it
no,
called?
it was
The House of Seven
Seven Gables. No, it was like a bestseller. It's like a classic. I've heard of it. I've just never read it. And the house was already there. He wrote the story based kind of like off of stories that his cousin or his aunt or whoever lived in this house.
Is it
They
scary?
were wealthy. No, they were wealthy, and they had this house, and so whoever bought it later redid the house to make it fit the House of Seven Gables story.
Oh.
Because they didn't have seven gables, which are peaks and a roof or whatever. So they had this really cool display, of like this. They took here's the house as it is, like a wooden display, right? And then Josie, our guy, they pulled a piece off, and then pulled a piece off. Like this is what it looked like originally. And then they added on. They put this piece, and then they added on. They put this piece, and now it has 7 gables. So you learn something new, right? And then they had these lovely gardens, and then it's like and it looks out over Salem Harbor. So then we decided to go sit down by the water. It's a little windy, you know. The sea is angry, you know. And my hat is like blowing. So there's a black hat. It has a flat top on it. So I took my new pumpkin scarf. So I took that fucker off just like they used to do in the old days, and I put it around and tied it underneath so my hat wouldn't blow away.
You look like on Mary Poppins when they have that thing on there on the carousel and the Mary
and
Poppins
she ties
movie,
the fucking hat
it
right.
around. Yeah.
That's what it's tie the hat on. It doesn't blow away. Shazam. So yeah. So then I did not wear. I took my witch hat. So last year I bought a gray witch hat. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you saw the witch hat because I came home with it last year, and then wore it around the house like all the month of October. So I took my witch hat, and I bought a gray one because I wanted black or I wanted purple, and I couldn't find black or purple last year to save my life. Burgundy, red, I think, or yellow, or so they have them in all colors.
Why would you want yellow?
I don't know. And everyone's wearing one. Like people are in a lot of people are in full witch costume, or at the very least, just wearing one of these hats.
Are people dressed up like Harry Potter up there?
No, but there was a Harry Potter thing I saw in Boston at the one of the museums. They have a whole Hogwarts. Oh, it looked like fucking fun, right? And I'm watching it on the news every day because they keep advertising it. It's like interactive and shit. And I said to Joe, this looks great with this little family going through. But imagine you're going through with 3,000 other fucking people in this museum and you can't interact with it. And then it's not fun. It looks like fun on the news. It's not fun.
Oh.
Anyway, so I took my purple witch hat, but then it was too warm to wear it. So the day I wore my black hat and my whatever else that I wore, I pretty much just wore black all week because it's easy to dress with. I like froze all day, right? So I had my ugly black raincoat with me, so I put it on like on occasion, like we're sitting out eating. It was windy. The next day I bundled the fuck up because look, a heavy long sleeve shirt, and now I'm sweating everywhere we go because now the fucking sun is out, and it's only like 65, maybe it's like right on us.
But when the sun
and
comes
we're walking.
out, the sun gives you heat.
Well, yeah, and it's like you know with the brick sidewalks and whatnot, and like the closer we got to the water, the cooler it got. Also, but like so we're further back. Anyway, so I took the witch hat, a purple one, because I wanted to wear it, and I never got to wear it. And then the next day, I don't even know what happened the next day.
How long is the drive from...
We went to Gloucester. I was not going to wear my witch hat to Gloucester because that was absurd. So.
How long is the drive from here to Salem? Not here to Martha's or whatever, or Nantucket, but from here to
It's
Salem. North
of Cape Cod. So from here, it's like a 6.5 to 7 hour drive.
Okay.
Excuse me. So we went to Cape... So normally, and if you're going to do this trip, the best way to do it is go to Salem first because you're on the go. Like you're just on the go. There's lots to see and do. You're walking around, shopping, eating, drinking, doing all the things. Tons of shit to do. Like we saw the oldest cemetery in the country, right? Which was pretty cool. There's a lot. Massachusetts has a lot of them because you know people settled there.
Wait,
it's
did you
really
get to
cool.
see the Mayflower Rock or whatever the hell that's called?
Oh, the Plymouth Rock. We saw it.
Rock.
We did, and a replica. Or a remake, whatever you want to call it, of the Mayflower. And like we're looking at it, and we stopped in Plymouth.
Like, was it to size the Mayflower
yes,
boat?
Right?
The boat,
and
the ship?
And Joe's looking and goes, it is amazing to me that many people made it across this country, like in that little thing. And I stopped him saying, well, you know, a fucking third of those people died. I mean, on the way over. Because I used to teach my kids about...
Oh, they really did?
Yeah, they fucking died. They starved. They had disease, all kinds of shit. They're eating wormy bread. I mean, come on.
Oh,
How do you not know this?
I don't know. We didn't really study the Mayflower.
You didn't learn about the fucking Pilgrims and the Indians.
A little
Native
bit.
Americans. And the Wampanoag people and the
A little
Pilgrims.
bit. I was like in first grade. I don't remember.
Right. And I'm still unclear. Like supposedly they all got along and then they had this big old feast together because the Indians helped the English, but at the same time, then the English stole land, and then then they had wars. You know, from whatever.
Yeah, I don't really know if I believe all that.
Look, I don't know. There was a replica of the boat. We did not go on it. It was also super windy. But we saw, when we looked down, it's like caged in. Oh, yeah, there's the rock. There it is. It's probably just some fucking rock that one day somebody put a fucking fence around this guy, and we'll just...
Well, the rock's only like this big, I heard.
No, it's bigger than that. But it's not... I mean, like, it's like the size of this table. Like, it's not that...
Right, but it's like right. Like a rock that's like in another rock. Like, you're not picking it up to leave.
No. It's on the beach, down below, like, with a cage around it. So you can look down, like, in it. I thought it was smaller than what it was. It's bigger than I thought, but like whatever.
Is there like a sign that says Plymouth Rock.
Well, we knew Joe knew where it was because he had been there before this. He had been there before when we were there in Cape Cod, just Cape Cod a few years ago. We drove to Plymouth to go to a brewery, to go whale watching, and then we went to a brewery one day. And he's like, "There's the rock." I'm like, "In that cage over there?" He's like, it was raining because every time we've gone whale watching, it's rained. But at least we got to fucking go out in the boat, unlike this time. And I'm like, I'm not walking down in the rain to look at the fucking rock. It's a rock. I can look it up online. Like I'm not walking down there. So this time, because we had mom and dad with us, we thought they're probably never gonna come back here again. They want to see the rock. So we went and saw the rock. So
Patrick saw it on a class trip, and that's when I first learned that it had a cage around it.
there's a cage around it.
So I guess you don't walk off with it, like the dude that walked off with the chiseled him out.
Well, yeah, you can't like chisel.
prints.
You can't get to it. I mean, it's like down on the beach, and there's like a cage built up around it. You look down in it, and like it's caged in. Like it's not going anywhere.
You know who I get confused? Nathaniel Hawthorne and Edgar Allan Poe, because they're both like Halloweeny. I'm like,
Nathaniel
Edgar Allan
Hawthorne
Poe wrote the Nevermore,
right?
And
Hawthorne
did Scarlet Letter.
Scarlet Letter. He did not do the Crucible, which I thought he did.
Who did the Crucible?
I thought it was him. It wasn't. I don't know. Look it up.
Well, we read both of them at the same time at school because of the parallels.
Right, but he did this. So the Scarlet Letter. The Scarlet Letter did not initially. That was the one. What did
I had
Josie
Mrs.
say?
York. Mrs. York.
The Scarlet Letter did not do well initially.
Well,
But the House of Seven Gables did, or vice versa. I don't fucking remember.
I'm gonna have to look up what else he wrote. Who wrote
The
the
House
Crucible?
of Seven Gables.
Arthur Miller.
Maybe.
I think it was
The
Arthur
Crucible?
Miller. Yeah.
Okay. Well, The Crucible was the story with the yellow birds, written because like we saw a reenactment of one of the witch trials while we were there, and she's yelling yellow bird, as I discussed in a previous episode. So I start laughing because the yellow bird thing, in The Crucible came from the witch trials and all that stuff. And now I'm like, I might have to reread it. But I'm like, when she's yelling on stage, yelling yellow bird, and I'm sitting there like, keep your shit together, Megan. Do not start laughing. It's not amusing. You're going to be the only one laughing. People wonder why the fuck you're laughing in the middle of a fucking witch trial reenactment. Like, inappropriate laughter. So, yeah.
You should just... I laugh when I'm nervous.
I laugh when I'm nervous, right? Yeah, no. I thought there was something else, but maybe that was it. Plymouth.
I laugh at scary things.
I don't know. I'm sure I'll think of something else I'll talk about next time. I don't know. I mean, all in all, it was a great trip, minus the
rain.
I mean, I felt bad because, like, we go and I don't mind the rain. And then, like, okay, if we don't go whale watching this time, but, like, mom and dad, who knows if and when they're ever going to go back. And so, I mean, it's a treacherous drive. That drive is not an easy drive because of, like, just, it's highway, it's New York, it's fucking Boston, it's...
I mean, I think it's one of those places where if you've been there once, you don't need to go back again. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, like, Salem. I'm talking about specifically Salem because it's very, very small.
I said to Joe, well, now we've been there twice because last year, I couldn't move around. So I'm like, I want to come back when I can move again. So then this past spring, it was like, you know what? Why don't we go to Salem again now that I've established I can, in fact, walk around some, why don't we go back and then we can, we'll do this. So that's why we decided to go. And I'm like, well, I've been there twice. Like, if we go back, like, you can go and fucking eat and drink, and there's a ton of great restaurants. And we tried several new places this time that we had not tried previously in Cape Cod and in Salem. Some really good fucking food. I had some really good. Oh, I had a pickle martini. So
they put the pickles.
We went to this place in Cape Cod called The Pheasant. And it was really it was a really old looking building. Like we sat out on what would be the old summer porch or whatever it was, like closed in. Yeah. It was old. Like you could look at the outlets. Like there's no way these things are still fucking working. But
is that the moon or street light?
It's a street. Oh. It's a street light. It was a full moon at the beginning of last week.
Oh,
we didn't see it in Massachusetts the rest of the week because the rain clouds. But it had been anyway. So we went to The Pheasant, and I had looked at the menu ahead of time. And so it was a small menu, and like you order like a little, I mean, it's like 4 courses, like including, I guess, like dessert. And it's like, you order a little something from each one, which we pretty much did. But they had a martini, and it was with house-made pickle brine. Oh. So normally I'm a dirty martini girl with olives, specifically blue cheese stuffed olives that they have them. So I thought, well, let me try this. So it was pretty good. It was more pickle juice, I think, than gin. And look, those of you that know me, I was fucking hostile about that right off the bat. gin with some juice in it, not juice with some
Gin
gin.
and juice.
Gin and juice, right? The pickle, and then I had a little pickle on like a half of a pickle, like a little gherkin. Gherkin.
I call them jerkins.
Little, of course she calls it a jerkin. The
Gherkins.
jerkin the pickle. For Christ's sake, the little gherkin, it was like a little half of one, like a little sliver of one on the toothpick, like resting inside, whatever. And I tasted it, and it was like a mix between like a sweet pickle and a dill pickle. It wasn't like full on sweet or dill. It was a mix between the two. It was interesting.
It needs to make up its mind. You're gonna be sweet. You're gonna be dill.
So I'm expecting like full on dill, but it was a mix. Which I don't like sweet pickles. I'm
the bread and butter.
Thoroughly the bread and butter pickle. No, I'm
like
a
a
dill pickle girl.
They got to be crisp.
But it was oh my god. So it was tasty enough that I had a second one.
Oh.
How about that? I had a second one. And also and then I had two of them. I thought I don't have a buzz. I mean, I didn't eat that much. Come on now, it's more pickle juice than gin for $16 a fucking piece. There should be some fucking gin in this glass. And it was also so normally the martini glass, is like it slops all out and shit. It's a fucking hell of a mess. So they bring the little like rounded one that's almost like a fancy, almost like a weird champagne. Like they serve something else in that. Maybe I don't know what it is, but it came in like the really shallow, like rounded kind. Also slops about, but okay, it's like a little bowl, whatever. But I was like, look, at least if you're gonna charge us, bring it in the big glass, bitches. Bring it in the big glass. So I had lots of martinis last week. It was nice. It's nice to just have those out. And when I'm eating and I can drink several of them and not be annihilated, as opposed to like when we have a party here and I should be eating and I don't eat and I'm like, yeah, give me a martini, and then I'm like fucking annihilated. Plus we had the big glasses. I was like, maybe I need to get the smaller glasses. Ooh,
oh my god,
the one that we were at and they had the martini glass without the stem, that just like it's like the glass with and it just gets.
Oh, my mother-in-law had those. Yeah. It has like a little ball in the end.
Or something. Yeah, I'm like, well, this is what the fuck I need, because then I can walk around the house with it a little bit more easily than with the stem, and it's like slopping all out of the glass and it's all over the place. And I'm like, here's me, like a few weeks ago, we had people over and I'm like I took this huge gulp out of this fucking martini because I couldn't walk. It was filled to the top, and I'm like,
you drink it that way no matter what.
So I just I don't usually slam it. So I like slammed a big gulp and then took a few steps. I'm like, hang on, did it again. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be annihilated, and it was because I had to like slam it to get from room to room. So the other ones, they're instead of being, it wasn't quite as wide. It was a little bit more narrow and taller, but then had like just a thick base at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking for those on Amazon sometime soon.
Okay, you go for it.
Or be Christmas gift from someone, Mom, if you're watching. Martini glasses. That also the nice thing about those is you can stack them in the cupboard, as opposed to this giant fucking martini glass that just takes up all the room in the cupboard. So yeah. Anyway, so it was like fun with martinis and fun with fish and
a rage.
I had just a little bit of rage, just a couple times.
A lot of rain.
A lot of rain, which again, I don't mind the rain. I felt bad for Mom and Dad because
there was a lot of rage over the
there was
watching.
But also good lesson learned, because like Joe and I talked about maybe someday we go to Nantucket or we go to Martha's Vineyard and we stay there for a couple days. Well, when the sea is angry, the ferry stops. So while we're there, all Massachusetts ferries in the area were shut down.
You're fucked.
Right, so I'm like, so what do you do? Like, and what do you do if so this is something to think about, people, if you ever want to go there. Like, if you're going like from there like to Salem, say, well, you're stuck there for a couple of days until the ferries start. I almost said trolley. Until the ferries start running again. Definitely not the trolley. If you're on the trolley to get to Martha's Vineyard, you'll be waiting a fucking while. It's not the route you want to take.
It's nighttime. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's dark out now. What is it? An hour. It's after an hour. Okay, we should wrap it up.
Wait, but is that all that happened? I was trying to think if there's anything else that you mentioned that you said, oh, I'm going to tell you about it.
I mean, there could be. We can talk about it next time. I mean, there's celebrity news this week, though. Those of you who we did not watch whatever the fuck she was in. Harry Potter fans, Professor McGonagall, Maggie Smith, Maggie, look, Professor McGonagall passed away yesterday at the age of 89.
She's in Downton
Abbey. That was it. We have not watched that.
Neither have I.
I hear it's good. People love it. I should look into it. It's like the one fucking British thing I haven't read haven't watched.
She was really in a lot of things, and she was very pretty when she was younger. A lot of people were posting pictures of Maggie Smith when she was like much younger. She was 89.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Christ, we were watching. So of course, we had Harry Potter on last night. Of course, why wouldn't we? It was the first one. I'm like, but fuck, she's old here. This is how many years ago?
Well, I think they made her look a little older.
Look,
in it.
So that's all the. I don't have any other.
You didn't bring back any spells from Salem?
No, I brought back smudge sticks, a new pendant for a necklace. It has a citrine stone in it. It has the 5 elements around it. I like the 5 elements: water, air, fire, earth, and the pentagram, or whatever the fuck it's called. What I the brain farted. How do I not know this? Which stands for like which is the other element is like your higher being, the universe, God, whatever your higher being is.
Okay.
Earth, fire, water, air.
I didn't know that.
Higher being.
I want a voodoo doll.
And the pentagram. That's what I call pentagram. The star.
Yeah,
The fucking
5.
star
5.
is the 5 point, and that's what it stands for. It's not something satanic. People think satanic. It's not satanic. For fuck's sake, it's not satanic.
I want a voodoo doll though.
I didn't see a single voodoo doll while I was there. There was lots of crystals. There was all kinds of herbs.
Well, voodoo's
And
really
like in like the big
down
jars
in
with the lid. Oh my god! I was like, oh my god! Like I want to.
What's in the big jar?
Herbs
Oh.
to do your spells. I just was like, oh my god! Like in big, like great big glass canisters. I was like, oh my god! Like I want to
It's
just
called
look at these.
it's called white witchery is what it's called.
Yeah. Do no harm.
It's called
Because
white
if you
witchery.
try to cast some bad shit on people, that's gonna come back at you. It's gonna come back
It's
at
like
you.
it's worse than karma.
It is. That's why you just wish someone the day that they deserve. You don't wish ill will upon them. You just wish them the day that they deserve.
That's
And
probably
you
my
let
problem.
the universe, karma, God. I'm sure God does not seek revenge on people. Is what they say. Let fucking karma get a hold of them.
That's probably my problem because I wish bad things on
You
people.
cannot
all the
wish
time.
bad things upon people.
You fucking idiot!
Yeah, right. People, so the Massachusetts people, the drivers are fucking aggressive, right? I mean, it's just like they play chicken with you on the road. It's like, I dare you stop, you stop. Not the person with a yield sign that's fucking coming at you. So someone's gonna stop. We'll just figure it out at the end here, right? Aggressive driving, but also super friendly. Like everywhere we went, especially, I mean, Cape Cod, there's a lot of tourists and people walking around, but especially also in Salem, like people just walking in the road, like and like the trolley's like, like get the fuck out of the road. But cars will just like they have crosswalks everywhere,
right?
But sometimes like there aren't crosswalks, but people just stop and like let you go. I'm like, oh, and it's amazing to me. It's like how friendly they are with the pedestrians. You're behind the wheel, like they will just come at you. Like it's like, oh my god, and beep, and they love to beep. Oh, it's great. They love to beep.
Honk.
There's a lot of honking, a lot of impatience. Well, there's a lot of fucking traffic circles too. People don't have to fucking.
I hate a traffic circle. They say that they help
Take the
with
third exit from the traffic circle.
Yeah, well, let
me get on to the traffic circle first.
Do you count the one that I'm entering on as the first one, or the one
No.
that I'm about to pass as the first one?
That's the first
I
one.
hate a traffic circle, and I've been told that
They're
it's supposed to relieve
I
traffic
like a light.
jams.
I like
from
a
the
light.
I
Give me
want
a
a fucking light.
I like a light. I like a light.
Montana has fucking traffic circles out the wazoo. They have one as soon as you get out of the Bozeman airport, and every time, I can't count to 3, I guess. Every time I miss the third right exit or whatever.
That's called operator
circle.
error. That is operator error right there. That's what that is.
Fuck.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it was vacation. We had the news on a little bit. The TV here shit the bed yesterday, so finally we brought the TV. So we didn't get to watch the hurricane coverage because I didn't have TV.
We can talk about that in the next one, the hurricane, because there's some stuff with that. But I do have 2 things, Halloween and Salem related. The first one's really related. Netflix is the new Wednesday, as in Wednesday Addams, is coming out in November.
And November, I've moved on to Christmas.
No, shut up. And Jenna Ortega, who plays Wednesday, is also in the new Beetlejuice, for those of you who don't know.
Yes. So Joe and I decided the other week we were going to go see the new Beetlejuice movie, as I think I discussed
really
on here. So the night before, we watched the old Beetlejuice just so we make sure like up to date with the new Beetlejuice.
I've never really seen the first
Which,
one.
if you're going to see the second one, you probably see the first one. And then when we got done watching the first one, I looked at him, I'm like, I mean, do you want to go see the second one? He's like, it's up to you. I'm like,
The first one has like 82 and 85%, like 82 on whatever the popcorn symbol is, and then on like Rotten Tomatoes, it's like 80 something.
I mean, it's like a cult classic. People love Beetlejuice. I was never a huge Beetlejuice fan. Like, I usually watch it around Halloween. My friend Kelly wanted us to do, Kelly P, not Kelly T, but Kelly P, I have lots of Kellys, wanted us to do like a Halloween, like discuss like Halloween movies. And like I said, but it wouldn't work because you don't watch the Halloween movies. I can have the Halloween movies.
No, I do watch some of them. Halloween, like the Halloween movies were all on. The Michael Myers ones, they had them all on.
The first one's the only good one. So
yeah.
speaking of
Wait,
Michael
I'm not
Myers.
done.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Back.
So
sorry. Beetlejuice.
I've also seen a lot
Beetlejuice.
of I've also seen a lot of
Beetlejuice.
ads. We're past Beetlejuice because we were talking about Wednesday, as in Wednesday Addams coming out in November. I don't know.
Then you went to
date.
Beetlejuice.
Then I went to Beetlejuice because she's in it. But The second thing is that I've been seeing a lot of ads, and I might have to go back to watching it. The Yellowstone premiere is in November. Like
It's
the Yellowstone
the end of season 5
with Kevin Costner.
It's the end. Yes,
I guess.
It's
but
the
I
end.
can't wait. Oh, Cole. They have some good looking. Rip was looking really good in some of these, and they sat down for like little interviews as part of the commercial. Rip.
Nice.
Everybody needs a Rip. For those of you that don't know what we're talking
what a great
about,
show.
it's a man named Rip, and you need to watch the show.
The show Yellowstone. It is very good. I wasn't sure I'd like it. We loved it.
Yeah. And it's not really all how Montana is.
There's some good one-liners that now I'm trying to remember what they are.
Oh my God! Is she speaking?
Wait, is she speaking English? She's speaking Texan, right? It was fucking hilarious. Tater. I was calling Tater. I was calling her Tater, but it's Teeter. It's fucking hilarious. I'm like, what? She's speaking English, right? No, she was. When she goes to the carnival, give me the bar. I want the bar. And they're all looking at her.
She has a really bad Southern accent.
And they're like, she wants the bear.
Like, not bad Southern accent, like a thick Southern accent.
It's Michael Landon's daughter.
Yeah. It's a good show. You gotta watch.
He's having a roll in his grave though, because she's showing off her boobies and that, and like half naked.
Meanwhile, she's really skinny. So
she's really skinny, but still, like, look, the fact that she appeared naked on TV and he's over there in Little House on the Prairie, Highway to Heaven or whatever it's called, playing an angel, whatever the fuck it was.
I hated that show.
I didn't. Little House. I was all into Little House. I couldn't do the Highway to Heaven.
Okay, I read the books. I was like, fuck that shit. And then I didn't like A Highway to Heaven or whatever it was that he was in. Grandma always had that. And then the Angel show, the other
Grandma was a
Angel
Highway
show.
to Heaven. She did that. She didn't do that one.
What was the other Angel show?
Right.
With those two women.
She was British or Irish or something. Yeah, I can't remember the Angel show.
Two women. One of them, I guess, was an angel. I don't really know. I just know that she
loved it.
They
both were. I can't. People know it. Aunt Bonnie, what's it called? I know you know what it is. I can't remember it. I used to enjoy that show. It was okay. I can't think of it now. But she would like appear and like do good things and help people out in ways and stuff. Look.
Nobody's helping me out with anything.
That's because you're wishing ill upon people. That's why. Ill will not get you help.
Wait, and so
you give what you get.
No, that's not true. I give a lot. There was a third thing. Oh, this is it. So Death Becomes Her, old movie. Goldie Hawn,
yes,
Meryl Streep, and Bruce Willis.
Or Meryl. However you want to pronounce it.
How did I say Meryl? Meryl. Sorry, Meryl. Meryl Streep, and Goldie Hawn, when she looked really good, and Bruce Willis.
Pretty good now for her
So it was like 1988 or 1989, this movie. So I am in this group.
Excuse me.
I'm in this exchange group, and the theme is Death Becomes Her, and it's this person's 50th...
You have to go back and watch it.
It's this person's 50th birthday party celebration, because she's turning 50, and that is her theme. Death Becomes Her.
But she dies. Someone dies in the
movie. Right. Well, they... Oh,
I mean, it's been a minute since I saw it.
Isabella Rossellini or whatever her name is. I know a little bit of it. She's in it, and she's like somebody, and she gives them this potion, Meryl and Goldie Hawn.
I saw it when I was young, because I saw a lot of shit when I was young, and I probably shouldn't have been watching it.
I'm going to have to watch it, because I guess it is
we can watch it. We'll turn this off. We'll go watch it. Yeah, I mean, I know of it. I just never... I don't remember it.
I don't know how I'm going to do this theme. Like, it's not like we're getting dressed up. It's like... mail and like as in mail, the U.S. Postal
sending
mail.
letters.
So you have to do this theme, and I don't even know where to start with this. I'm like, do I put a hole in the envelope, because there was a hole blown in Goldie Hawn's character? That's all I know.
Well, you need to watch the whole movie before you decide on. You can't just base it on a few clips here and there. You see the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I don't
know.
Probably
give you a better idea.
I mean, 1989. It was freshman year. It was freshman year of college. Like, I was out at the parties. I wasn't.
Well, I thought it was in the 80s.
89. That's what I said.
Oh, I thought it was like earlier 80s than that. 89.
I think it was 88 or 89. It doesn't matter if it.
Right, and I'm 7 years behind you, so I'm like, how old was I? Like.
Didn't see that.
Okay, so I saw it as like a teenager, but I don't really remember it.
We do need to talk about the Halloween movies the next
We will.
one.
Okay, so hopefully this almost hour and a half will hold you, because look, we may not be back next week, because like, so this is Saturday that we're doing this. I'm going to post it hopefully tonight, if not soon.
We'll get it together.
But I don't know. We're not going to have time before Joe and I go visit our friends again that we can. You and I
moved my hair coloring appointment to take you to the airport today. Moved it today.
I'm not going to the airport. What are you talking about?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to take somebody else. Sorry. Yeah.
What the fuck? Are you high? What the fuck? Okay. Okay.
It's John. John had to do that. I have to take Sean.
Are you medicated?
Take Sean to a doctor's appointment. We have to go to DuPont.
My God. Anyway, all right. so clearly she's come unwound. So we're going to have to go here. And she didn't even fucking drink. Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you for tuning in. And hopefully this holds you for a little bit. And if not, like, I don't know, we'll get one done before Joe and I get in our car and go away somewhere for a few days. We're going to see friends. So
Before
anyway.
I take Sean and might not return with him.
Christ.
Which
anyway.
really could be.
Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.